kids like really want to learn. So like on the outside looking in, if you have kids that have like, for example, like a behavior issue, and you just be like, oh, he's just acting out because, he doesn't really want to be in school. No, majority of the kids actually want to be in school. You just have to make sure that you're doing your part to like find the root. And then once you find the root, it's like magic. And those were actually some of my favorite students to work with in the class. They'd be like, oh, yes, he's a behavior problem. I'm like, oh, okay, well, send him to my class. And then maybe after like 2 or 3 weeks, and then they're in there and rocking out. I was like, what did you do different? Well, I listened to him. Well, when I was giving him examples, I showed him that I cared about them. I showed him that, I believed in them. Not only was I doing that, when I was giving the one-on-one instruction, I'm talking to him, making sure that he understands what's going on. I'm also giving him examples that I know he can relate to. I know he loves football. I know he loves rapping. Like, these are different things. If he loves soccer, or if he loves food. So like on a high level, I'm just giving, hey, okay, we're going to be working on project 4.4. And then as I'm walking around, hey, in your project, relate yours to football. Think about the different positions. If it's a chick wing, if it's making something dealing with like food, think about those different things. And that was kind of how I was able to like relay the message and get those students over the hump. I think it always comes back to knowing your kid and then figuring out what computer science really means to them. Like I said, that really goes a long way.
Yeah, especially if it's a mandatory class. So like in the K-8 school that I was in, everyone was required to attend it. And because of that, I couldn't assume buy-in. So if it was an elective class, I could assume, oh, well, you chose to be here. You're taking part of this elective class. But when everyone was forced to be in it, there were kids who were just like, what's the point of this? And so starting with that interest and starting with, well, what do you actually care about? And how could we explore that through coding and computer science? And when the principal and assistant principal would come into my room, they'd be like, how did you get them to like actually do work? And it's like, well, we started with what they care about.
This excerpt of the CSTA podcast is from episode number 88, which is titled Connecting with and Listening to Students with Dominick Sanders.